What is your vision for the bus? Tell me a little bit more about that.
Yeah, so I want the bus to be a vision of hope. I think there's not a lot of hope right now. I want it to be a symbol of unity, what people can do coming together, you know, the grassroots symbol that it was. And my dad took this bus. Even Democrats didn't want him to win. When he first ran, he was...
I know that feeling sometimes.
He was, you know, it was really interesting as I think back about it. There was even an unnamed representative, I won't name, whose chief of staff pulled the plug on him at an early Democratic event, and I saw that he no longer had the mic and had to go back in and pull it in. But the bus was a symbol of, it's what pulled people together. It's why he was able to get in to the Senate. And then he worked on these issues, right, as you know, across the aisle, like you do. Mental health, addiction, veterans, working folks, working families, kids. So the bus I want to be not so much political, but everything is political. So, but it's going to be this symbol of hope that I hope everyone can resonate, no matter what their affiliation. And to get back to what issues can we agree on. And it's also a symbol of rebirth, if you will. I mean, I think about what my dad's signature issue, mental health parity bill.
That's right.
And I mean, this bus was just about done. Wow. Just about done. A lot of folks that I work with and know, just about done, right? And then what you can do, what can happen. So I'm excited to get it out. And yeah, and what's really cool is, it's been resonating with people. There's like 50,000 followers on our Green Bus page. There's people, you know, really excited to see it.
I can't wait to see it. And I can't wait to get out there and, you know, talk to folks about these issues that are still plaguing our communities so many years later. And obviously it was your dad's work, but it's also your work too.
Well, I mean, here's what I love about you. You work hard and you figure out a way to connect with people, right? I mean, and they may not be diehard Democrats, they may not be Democrats at all. And oftentimes I know your district pretty well, and farmers, they're very independent thinking people. That is what my dad could do.
You know, mental health and addiction has been something your dad worked on. It's also now part of your legacy. And it's part of your story. You know, I've shared with you privately, previously, you know, our oldest son is 27. He's adopted, and his birth mom died of, you know, an overdose when he was 7. They believe it was an accidental overdose, but she was bipolar. And having a son who, you know, I've promised that I will fight for her legacy and the gift that she gave, not just us, but him, by the decision to give him up for adoption to us, knowing that she was not going to be able to give him the life that he deserved. But, you know, he's had some mental health struggles, and it's scary as hell. Scary as hell.
You know, we're actually opening a treatment center. We have an app for folks, a connecting tool, right? Because connection's the opposite of addiction in my mind, and opening a treatment center to help with the more besieged folks. Up in, interestingly, Ramsey, Minnesota, which was the battleground for my dad. You know, we always knew a lot of folks loved him and a lot of folks didn't like him, and there was about 10% in the middle that had voted all over the place. And back in that day, it was that Anoka County strip. So it's really interesting to me, and it just goes to show you, where there's a need, there's a need. There are issues that cut across all lines, no matter what. You have to be able to explain. You do that, that's what my dad did, and then you gotta be able to look them in the eyes and say, we're gonna agree to disagree, but there's stuff we can agree on. You said fentanyl, who can't agree on let's get that out of our communities? And frankly, that bill really helped the communities that I'm working with, the Native American communities, because they're dying at 12 times the rate in Minnesota. And so that's a huge life-saving piece, but there's a ton more work to do, yes.
The truth is, what I love about serving Minnesota 2 the most is I can tell you all the bills that I've passed, but I mostly can tell you about the people and their lives that they've affected. You know, when the public safety officer benefit bill went through, and Katie Slifko and her family, whose husband died as a result of a line of duty death due to mental illness, he took his own life. And he had suffered in the line of duty. That's what I got the law changed. When I think about 6 million more Americans having access to health insurance, I think about Allie Kruger from my district. Look, the bottom line is I don't need to be a U.S. Senator. I don't need the title in order to feel like, you know, I've done something in my life. Hell, I'm a kid from the trailer park. That's where I started. I'm the kid of a single mom. And at the end of the day, I'm running for U.S. Senate because I want to help Minnesotans.
I love that. And the reason I love that the most is the people that you remember. And that reminds me of my dad. That's what he did, is connected with the people, and he could tell you the stories and the different things. And it also almost brought a tear to my eye, because when I carried on and passed that Paul Wellstone, Pete Dementia Mental Health Addiction Equity Act, I carried Kitty Weston's daughter's picture in my pocket because she went to a hospital to be admitted for an eating disorder, and they said, no, it's not medical necessity. And she took her life because she didn't want to be a burden to her family. And so those are the reasons that whether you're running for office or trying to make a damn difference in the world, it's about those people, so I love that.
Just the work that we've done to help change real people's lives. That's what your dad does.
And saving them in some cases. I mean, these bills can save lives because it gives that opportunity. So yeah, let's go do this.
Let's go do this. Let's go do it. Awesome.